name is Christina. I am Whilst Iris Snaps on Instagram and Whilst Iris Snaps Designs, and this is a video about cross stitch. This is video number 19 and it has been a while since my previous video. It was my New Year's resolution to start posting videos more frequently to my Flosstube channel, and then a week into January I broke my ankle. And I would love to tell you that I was doing some kind of extreme sport like abseiling, running a marathon, but no. I was walking across the kitchen to put the kettle on for a cup of tea and my foot kind of went, and my husband, who was sitting on the sofa just here, said, "What was that noise?" And I said, "Oh Tom, I think it was my bone." So yeah, the next few weeks were, shall we say, fun. Obviously it had a huge impact on my day-to-day life, but it was alarming how much impact it had on everybody else's in this household too. But yeah, if you have broken a bone, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, we're through it now, and I was quite lucky, to be honest. It was the least significant of the ankle fractures, a Weber type A, and I said to the doctor, it's good to know I can still achieve an A in something, even if it is broken bones. But yeah, I just kept on saying at the hospital, I haven't got time for this. This is really bad timing. And the radiographer looked at me like she hadn't heard it a million times before. Anyway, enough of the whinging, but what's kind of spurred me into filming today is I have a beautiful sampler waiting in the wings to be released. Helen Monroe, my girl from Falkirk, and I hopefully will be releasing her either next week or the week after. So I want to do a video that's just for her. She deserves that. So hopefully, yeah, I'll film today with a catch-up video, and then you'll be getting another video from me in the next couple of weeks. So what I thought I would do in today's video, as I said, treat it as a bit of a catch-up. I have some personal stitching to share, the exchanges that I have been doing with my Stitchy BFF April, and there are quite a few, I think 4 in total. I have some gifts that I've received that I'd like to share, and then at the end of the video I'll whiz through the Whilst Iris Snaps Designs releases that I have released since my last video. So I've got my cup of coffee that Tom's just made me. If you can name the film, then we can definitely be friends. So yeah, let's get cracking, shall we? So shall we start with exchanges? For those who might be new to my channel, I participate in 3 exchanges every year with my Stitchy BFF April, who is April Majin Stitcher on Instagram. We start the year with a birthday exchange because we share the same April 4th birthday, which I know is fast looming. We do a Halloween exchange, and then we end the year with a Christmas exchange. And I need to go back as far as Christmas 2023, where we did a snowman themed exchange. And I don't think I have shared this on one of my videos before. But April stitched for me a snowman, I think he's just called Snowman 2023, from Primrose Cottage Stitches. And I seem to remember that April dyed the fabric especially for the exchange. It's such a pretty colour, and I love how she distressed the chopping board for the finish, and that there is kind of an Italian flag theme going on. I love that. But yeah, I was super chuffed with him. And for April, there was a bit of a saga with the snowman that I stitched. As always, I stitched this little chap here from the Prairie Schooler Evergreen Booklet, and I think it's book number 202. And I did a beaded edge, was really pleased with how he turned out, sent him off, and he went AWOL. He went missing, didn't show, obviously went on a little bit of a walkabout during December. We had hoped that he had just got caught up in the the Christmas post and he would turn up afterwards, but he didn't. So by about April or May last year, I thought I need to stitch another exchange for April, even though she insisted that I didn't, but I couldn't have her not having a Snowman Exchange from me. So I stitched, because I couldn't face stitching the same thing again, I stitched from Brenda Gervais' Snowball booklet a little snowman in a snow globe, and again did a beaded edge, and I'll pop those photographs in here. Now to our birthday exchange last year, which was Alice in Wonderland themed. And April stitched for me the most amazing finish, a pocket watch that has the white rabbit on one side and then a clock face on the reverse. And you can probably see, because it's glistening there, that she used metallic thread. How much must she love me to stitch using metallic thread? Rather her than me. And this design is from an Etsy designer named Living on the Rainbow. She has some fabulous charts. And I have no idea how April finished this. I do remember that she bought the pocket watch on eBay and that she bought a hacksaw at the same time. The mind boggles, but I'll leave April to explain how she did that. And for April, I sent a fairly similar finish really, and it was one that had been inspired by an exchange that she sent to me, a Halloween exchange a couple of years ago. This Brenda Gervais chart, which is called Eek. And it remains one of my favourite ever exchanges from April, and it's the pocket watch that I took inspiration from. And in case you're interested, they are from the Tim Holtz Ideology range, and they come in a couple of sizes. I love these dinky ones, but it's this one that I use, and I bought these just from Amazon. And I stitched just a tiny portion, just this cake here, from the Dormouse chart by Brooke's Books, and this is from Lewis Carroll's Wonderland collection. And I was really sad to hear that Brooke has passed away, and I wish her son every success moving the business forward. I hope he does really well. I've stitched quite a few of Brooke's charts over the years. I love them. But yes, in order for it to fit, I had to stitch it over one. So April may have stitched using metallic thread, but I stitched hers over one. So I think that makes us quits, don't you? I'll add a photograph of it here. Right, are you still with me? We're getting there. We're now on to Halloween exchange last year, which was to be Brenda Gervais themed. Now I'll interject at this point to let you know how we come up with our themes. So at the beginning of the year, we'll kind of band about some ideas, and then it's April's responsibility to pencil them into her diary. And then for the rest of the year, about 20 times I message saying, remind me again what we decided for birthday. What was it we said for Halloween? So this happens every single year, and April keeps me right. So bear that in mind, because April stitched for me for our Brenda Gervais themed exchange a scissor fob from the drawn thread. And it's a very lovely scissor fob from the drawn thread, but it's definitely not Brenda Gervais. So we had a good laugh about that. Clearly April's just making it up as she goes along. And she says that I have gone rogue in the past. I don't remember that at all. It doesn't sound like me to break the rules. But anyway, this is a design called, let me see, Little Bits of Halloween by The Drawn Thread. Sorry, it's glasses on, glasses off. I'm at that stage in life. And then on the reverse, she put a really cute pumpkin button. And I sent for April an almost identical finish, a scissor fob, and I used elements from A Witch in Her Garden by Brenda Gervais. Go figure. And I used this really cute stack of pumpkins and this sunflower here, so I did it two-sided, and I'll pop a photograph in here. The very, very cute scissors are from Kelmscott Designs, and I'm very upset that I didn't purchase a pair for myself. And last but not least, our Christmas exchange from last year, which was Santa themed, good old Santa. And April sent this very original finish, which I love. This is from the Victorian sampler, and it's full of speciality stitches, jam-packed. It has French knots, beads, herringbone stitch, long stitch, over one. It's got the whole shebang, and hopefully the camera's picking up that it's an opalescent fabric. It's really sparkly. And I just kind of nestled this into the branches of our Christmas tree last year, and it looked really special, especially when the lights were twinkling on it. But yes, poor April, I feel like she put such thought into sending me original finishes, and she gets from me a spool, a beaded edge, or a drum finish. I'm like a three-trick pony. I really need to start thinking outside the box, don't I? But yes, I love that Christmas cracker. And then for April, surprise, surprise, I sent her a spool, and I used this Santa here, Ho 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 Santa, from the Just Cross Stitch 2014 magazine, and I have stitched this one before. And for the spool finish, I stitched it on 20 count black Aida, and then wrapped it around one of this size spools. And I'll pop the photograph in here, and that concludes our exchanges. Well done for staying with me. Now to personal stitching, because yes, I do very occasionally get to stitch for myself, very occasionally. And this is a design that I have shared before but not FFO'd. This is a freebie from, let me see, Northern Expressions Needleworks, and it's called Little Heart Swirl. And I stitched it on 36 count sugar cookie from Handmade at number 12. Nicola does some gorgeous linens, fabrics. And I used one of my favourite Weekstyle Works flosses, Sky. And then I added on the reverse just a little heart with the date that I stitched it. And I think it was originally a freebie for Valentine's Day, and the original was stitched in red floss. So I will put the link to the freebie in the drop down box below. And here is another design that I've shared before but not FFO'd. This is Gathering Snowflakes from Luminous Fibre Arts, and I stitched it on 40 count water green from Wishelt using a gorgeous silk that's called Chester's Blue from Belsoir, and I believe it's named for Ellen Chester, the designer behind With My Needle. And on the reverse I added the year, and the ruched ribbon trim is a bit of a cheat really. It's actually pre-crinkled seam binding, and I purchased that from a wonderfully named Etsy shop, Sugar Plum and Spadger. How cool is that? I got it in several different colours. Yes, I love that one, and it weighs a ton because I added walnut shells. So I think that's one for the doorbell rather than on the tree. And I don't have the chart to share, I'm afraid. My mum has it. She's stitching it for her friend Lonnie, and she's using a different fabric and different threads, so I will share that when she's finished. The next up is one of my own designs. I managed to FFO this on Christmas Eve, nothing like lastminute.com. And I've stitched it on a 36 count Spygart linen granite using the DMC threads, and again I've used the crinkled seam binding, and it looks totally different, I think, from the design that I originally stitched on a much lighter fabric, and that's the three of them together. And then finally another spool, yet another spool. This is a Prairie Schooler Santa, and I stitched him on 20 count black Aida, and the gorgeous red is Cupid from Classic Colourworks, and I'll give you a bit of a spin. And the only other colour that I changed was his boots. I stitched them in brown so they would stand out. And there's the chart there, Prairie Schooler Santa from 2003. I hope to stitch many more of my Prairie Schooler Santas and finish them on spools, because I just love how this looks, and I think they would look fabulous sitting on a shelf together. And now to some very special gifts that I have received. Firstly, from my lovely friend Michelle, Mama Loves You GB, my roomie. As I'm sure you're already aware, Michelle went over to the attic in Arizona in January and delivered a fantastic presentation on Welsh samplers. And while she was there, as is the law, obviously, she made a few purchases. So I'm really pleased that she thought of me while she was there. She sent me this lovely card, and then a Brenda Gervais chart, peppermint and pine. We in the UK find it so difficult to get Brenda's charts. And then a corner gauge that has the attic logo on it, and then a thread keep from My Big Toe Designs. And Michelle, I am so pleased that you managed to meet the greatest of all time, Jean Lee, when you were there. So special. And then from my friend Teresa, who is Jersey Girl Stitch Co., I have this knitted pud. As I'm sure you're all aware, I'm a little bit obsessed with Christmas puddings. I believe Teresa got this from, was it a retreat at Hobby House Needleworks, Teresa? I can't remember. But yeah, the tag that I'm going to keep attached to the pudding says hand knit by Pax. I love that. And from Lainey Stitches, who is Lainey Main, sorry, on Instagram. Lainey stitches me an ornament every Christmas. And I forgot to ask where the design was from Lainey. I'm going to take a guess at Lizzie Kate. Will you let me know if I'm right or wrong? But yeah, gorgeous little ornament. And then these are not cross stitch related, but I wanted to share with you two gifts that my daughters made for our Christmas. Now Iris, our eldest daughter, she picks things up so easily, but let me show you what she crocheted for my Christmas gift. Another Christmas pudding for my Christmas pudding tray. Isn't that amazing? I love that. And I will put in a photograph of the scarf that she is knitting too. And this is, I haven't taught her, I can't crochet, I can knit but barely, if I'm honest. But she's picked these up from YouTube tutorials. And then our youngest daughter, Ivy, decided that she wanted to make something for us for Christmas. And she asked for an old pair of socks. So I managed to grab an old pair of Isaac's sport socks, gave her those, and then heard no more until Christmas morning, where she presented us with these. How fabulous are they? So Tom and I got a snowman each. Look at their hats. Poor Isaac, the first he knew about his socks being stolen was Christmas morning. But yeah, just 11 years old, and this is what she made for us. I'm going to treasure these forever. And now to charts that I have released from Whilst Iris Snaps Designs since my last video. So as I said, I'm just going to whiz through these. If you would like more detailed information, please do check out my Instagram account, which is just Whilst Iris Snaps, or my website, which is whilstirisnaps.com. Okay, here we go, in chronological order, at least I think they're in chronological order. My brain is a little frazzled at this point. So first up, back to Christmas 2023, my festive ornaments. I'll show you them individually, and I designed a little something for the reverse too. And the trees are stitched using Smyrna stitches because I love the texture that they bring. And then we have Noel, and then the year on the reverse, and then just a little 2023 year cushion. They were all stitched on 36 count smoky blue from Zweigart using Weeks Dye Works threads, and the fabulous pins are from Teresa at Jersey Girl Stitch Co. Teresa, I never know if it's Teresa or Teresa. Will you correct me please? I'd hate to think I was getting it wrong. I have very grand plans for these ornaments this year. I would love to restitch them in a different colourway and even add to the series. So we'll see how that goes. Next is my Peace on Earth drum. I'll give you a little bit of a spin. So yes, this has obviously been finished as a drum, but I think it would be lovely, just as lovely, framed. And I stitched this on 40 count slate grey from West Green Loft Yarns because it was part of the West Green Loft Yarns Christmas box a couple of years ago. And it's stitched using just 7 DMC. And then the pins are from Stitch Mania Stash. And then comes my strawberry pincushion, which I released on the first day of Wimbledon last year. Was it June or July? I think it's July now, isn't it? They've pushed it back a couple of weeks. And this is stitched on 36 count dove from Weeks Dye Works. And the flosses are a mix, and I think it's the first time I've ever done this. I've used 3 different types of flosses. So there are Weeks Dye Works, Classic Colourworks and Gentle Art, but just 5 in total. And the pin is one that I kind of bodged together myself. The actual stem, the pin stem, is from an Etsy shop called S&K Beading, but it came with a different charm, and I added the strawberry charm myself. And the finishing instructions for this particular type of mattress pincushion you will find on my website. So yes, that's a strawberry pincushion. Oh, I should say both, in fact all of them, the festive ornaments, the peace and earth drum and the strawberry pincushion, all suitable to be stitched on Ada. And next up, the pièce de résistance, my very lovely Mary Gypsum. I think I'm going to have to scrunch back a little bit, sorry, to get her in. So I released Mary Gypsum to all last August. And where would I be without my lovely Mary? And she stitched on 36 count Thornfield from Needle and Flax linens using Weeks Dye Works threads. But as with all my charts, I do have a DMC conversion, and then the lovely Kathy from Hobby House Needleworks added an Overo Soie Soie d'Alger conversion for Mary. So thank you, Kathy. And again, this is Ada friendly. And then for those who were a little intimidated perhaps, or just didn't want to stitch such a supersized sampler, I designed a drum to go along with Mary's sampler, and this is Mary's drum. And I was so surprised by how many stitchers not only bought Mary's sampler, Mary Gypsum, they bought the drum too. So I was very, very honoured. And the drum was stitched on 40 count dirty teacup from Needle and Flax linens using Weeks Dye Works threads and one DMC. The Weeks Dye Works, I think it's gold, that I used in Mary Gypsum sampler, wasn't showing very well on the dirty teacup, so I substituted it for a DMC. So that's Mary's drum. Then another drum, bit of a drum obsession. This is Autumn drum, or Autumn days, should I say. And again, I'll give you a spin. And once again, I do think this would make a lovely framed piece as well as a drum. Now, the information for this: 40 count hawthorn from Needle and Flax linens, and I used Weeks Dye Works floss and one gentle art. And it is suitable to be stitched on Ada. I'll give you a bit of a close-up of those leaves and the smoke. That's my favourite part of the chart. And the pins, you guessed it, Jersey Girl Stitch Co. They're absolutely beautiful. This next design was an exclusive for the retreat that I attended back in February, the Floss Friends retreat, organised by the very lovely Sammy. Now, Sammy had asked me last year if I would attend the retreat as both a vendor and if I would teach a spool finish workshop, which I was very happy to do. And I had the most wonderful weekend in spite of hobbling around. If you ever get the opportunity to attend one of Sammy's retreats, either the Floss Friends or the Big Stitch 2026 that she is organising along with Linda from the Sampler Guild next year, then I would highly recommend that you do go. They are so enjoyable and such a wonderful, welcoming group of stitchers. Like I said, I had the best time. So anyway, this was a token of my love. And I stitched it on 40 count arrow root from Roxy Floss Co. using a Roxy Floss teal or no teal. How's that for a name? Love it. Genius. But yeah, this is again suitable to be stitched on Ada, though I have included satin stitch hearts, but you could just switch those out for a cross stitched one instead, though you can actually stitch those on Ada. They might just be a little fiddly, you would have to pierce through the fabric, but totally doable, totally stitchable. And a couple of days before the retreat, I thought to myself, oh, this would make such a cute drum. My husband said, if you're going to stitch a drum in a few days, you're mad. So what did I do? I stitched a drum, of course. Plenty of time. So using the same chart, the same design, I finished it as a drum and then designed a little motif for the top. And this is 40 count ballet slippers, which is one of my favourite ever linens from Fox and Rabbit, and used Weeks Dye Works Cinnabar. And I will be releasing this chart to all sometime later this year. And now a sneak peek at the drum that I will be releasing to accompany my gorgeous Helen Monroe sampler. I had to design a drum, didn't I? Helen's drum. But yeah, shh, don't tell anybody. A set of pins from Teresa, Jersey Girl Stitch Co. 2. Coming soon. Ah, is it the end? If you've stuck with me this far, then you definitely deserve a giveaway. So the very lovely Teresa from Jersey Girl Stitch Co., every time she sends me sets of my pins, she always includes a couple of extra sets. So I have a Calm Winter Morning to go with my festive ornaments. I have a set of Mary's pins to go with Mary's drum. And I've got a set of Autumn Days to go with my Autumn Days drum. So if you would like to receive a set of these pins, if you would like the Autumn Days pins, please include the word autumn in your comment. If you would like Mary's pins, then please include the word Mary in your comment. And if you would like a set of Calm Winter Morning to go with the festive ornament charts, then please include the word winter in your comment. Oh, and I think that's it. I think we're done. Oh, thank you so much for joining me. I've really enjoyed filming this video. I don't know why I've left it so long. Who knows? As I said, there will be another video very soon with the release of my Helen Monroe and, as you've seen, Helen's drum. So I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.